Let's make it a good day.
Today on The Jason Show, for the first time on our show, Harry Hamlin will join us live to talk about his new movie, 80 for Brady. Then, what's old is new and hot again. Wait till you hear the ratings for that Night Court reboot. And salads aren't just for summer anymore. Stephanie Hansen has great and fresh ideas for winter salads. The Jason Show starts right now. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Welcome to The Jason Show. I'm Jace. Hi. How you doing? Say hi to Kendall, everyone. There she is.
Hello.
Good morning, friend.
Good morning. Good morning.
I am happy because here's the deal. Once again, and I'm not going to complain because I missed a couple big storms while I was gone, but we got a little bit of a weather situation. So anytime we have a weather situation, I am grateful to our studio audience that comes out and drives
That's right.
in this mess. We always expect like 2 people, but we have a nice crowd today, so I'm grateful.
Love
And
it.
by the way, if you want to sign up, go to eventbrite.com and search for The Jason Show, and make sure you only pick a date.
That you can come for.
That's right.
I'm sorry, actually make it.
Exactly.
Those are his words.
Exactly. How you doing?
I'm great.
We celebrated your birthday yesterday.
We did, yes.
Now, if people watch the show for a period of time, you remember that a big scandal here
Yes.
was a couple of years ago when your husband,
Yes. Occurred last year.
last year, gave you a card and spelled your name wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no present. I mean, I'm
Oh, that's right.
still not over it.
Oh, that's right. Not only did he spell your name wrong,
Uh-huh.
he didn't get you a present.
No, and it wasn't even a real card. It was like a bill envelope, and inside was like a printed out, like, I love you, happy birthday, like off of Word doc. It was bad. He really
It was bad.
screwed
It
up
was.
that
It
year.
was bad.
Yeah, and
I
Kendall.
love Jordan. I love Jordan, but it was bad.
Yeah, I got it, and I actually said, who's this from? He's like, from me. I'm like, you spelled my name wrong, you idiot. Like, what?
Yeah.
So anyway, fast forward to this year, and he knew he had some making up to do.
Okay, so the question is, how did
Yes.
it go?
I got a real card. Yay. It was a Christmas card. But wait. It's Ben's card. Okay, but wait. So he got the Christmas card and forgot it at his office. So for Christmas, he gave me a birthday card and crossed off birthday and put Merry Christmas. And so for my birthday, he crossed off Christmas and wrote birthday. And it was a really cute card. And he was like, babe, I really liked it.
Small blessings. Okay,
And
I mean,
he's like, I really wanted you to have it. So, because he wrote a big long note. Anyway, and then we had dinner at Bar La Grassa. It was fabulous.
favorite restaurant, great.
So good.
My favorite restaurant in the Twin Cities. If you come to visit Bar La Grassa,
Gotta go there. We went at 5:30, so he really won with that because like I go to bed at 7. So
okay.
it's great. And he got me this really nice gold bracelet.
Oh, look at that!
Look at that. I'm like, thanks, Shane Company. You know how to help a man out.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good. Okay, so
He won this year.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, he won. We'll give him 2.5 out of 3 stars.
Yes.
I can't give him the card fully.
I
He
know.
gave you a St. Patrick's Day card, for heaven's sake. I mean, you know.
I know. We are going to Chicago this weekend.
Okay, that's good.
So that'll be fun too.
Oh, then forget the card. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not.
He's really redeemed himself, and I've heard that for Valentine's Day, and I'm putting this out there so it does happen. He's getting me some Air Force Ones. So,
Perfect.
yep, gold chains and Air Force Ones. It's me. Shoes. Some Jordans.
I'm taking Colin to White Castle for Valentine's Day. Yeah.
White Castle's great.
I'm not. Are you a card person?
Yes.
Oh God! Ow!
Listen, when I give you
are.
cards, I'm always like.
I know. I am not a card. It doesn't mean squat to me.
I know.
And I know. Now look, and I won't get into trouble saying this because my mother and we've had in our lives a couple of
Tiffs.
tiffs as adults. one of the tiffs was cards mean a lot to my mother.
Yes.
They don't mean anything to me. I couldn't care less. There was one year where I got her gifts, but I didn't get her a card.
And she knew.
And it hurt her feelings. So, but everybody, what means something to one person, I have now learned.
Yes.
So I don't care if it's Arbor Day, I send her a card. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
We like cards.
Yeah, you guys I don't care.
That's how Jordan is too. That's why he's like, oh, sorry, when it's such a big deal.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It's like, okay, that's nice. Boom. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. J-Lo has a new movie coming out at the end of the month. It's called Shotgun Wedding. And she was on Kimmel last night. She was also on Instagram at the premiere. Every 5 seconds, I got an alert about it. Anyway, she was on Kimmel and talked about, I think this is kind of the first time she's talked about this on an interview. She talked about her wedding to Ben. Look.
Wedding was so stressful. And one day Ben just says, let's just go to Vegas and get married tonight. And I was like,
it was that day. Oh, it was like that day.
That
Wow.
day. We had a big wedding planning meeting, and it was like,
Wow.
no, it's not. We can't get married in Savannah. They were like, you really shouldn't do it there. Maybe we should go to Italy. You don't want to do it in the States. I was like, no. I want to. That's where I want to do it.
Yeah.
And it just was like we hung up the phone, and I was just like, this is crazy. What are we doing? And he was like, you know what?
You get on a Spirit Airlines
like,
flight
you go
right to Vegas.
I
Did you guys were they all set up for you, or were there other people getting married there when you got married?
It was very funny because, you have to go and get the license first and the whole thing. And so we were like standing at not the DMV, but whatever, the county clerk's office. And we're just standing there and Ben's standing there and there's like this couple in front of us with a baby. And then it's like gay couple behind us. And we were just like in line with them at 10 to midnight, we went at the last minute.
Wow.
And and then everybody was kind of chill, nobody was freaking out or anything, but they were talking to us. They were like, hey, what are you doing here? We're like, we're getting married too.
Nobody was freaking out. Oh, come on. She said nobody was freaking out, and she said she was behind the gays. Trust me, Jennifer, the gays were freaking out. Trust me on this. I heard about it at headquarters. They freaked out. Okay,
Lost it.
the two then you guys know they had a larger wedding in Georgia a month later, and then another one in Texas. Anyway, her new movie, it will be available on Prime Video. Let me ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
Now, it's funny considering what we just talked about with Jordan. Hypothetically, I don't want to put this in the universe, but let's have fun.
Okay.
Because this is what I thought of. It's Jennifer's, how many weddings has she had? 4? 3? Okay.
4.
Let's act like the both of us.
Uh-huh.
Jordan and Colin
Leave us
for each other. You know what I mean? Let's say Jordan wakes up and he's like, I'm gay today. And goes off of Colin,
Yep.
okay? Would you have a big second wedding?
No. No, because they are so stressful.
They're very stressful.
It's really stressful. I was watching this thinking, gosh, I kind of wanted to do the same thing. I remember having those thoughts, can we just go to the courthouse and just have fun? So yes.
You would not have a big wedding.
No, I would just I'd have a big party later, but do a shotgun wedding,
Yeah.
You?
No, I will just never get married again. Oh yeah, I will never know.
You make me look so bad.
No, I just mean no. I just you're right. No, I didn't say. I really didn't mean.
You literally had me stand there and then you took the arrow and you were like,
no,
Boo!
I didn't mean to say no. Okay, fine. I won't. I probably wouldn't get married again. Okay, if I did, I would not. I would be with you. I would not have a big wedding because I just think it's my second wedding.
He's not getting married again though.
No, but I'm just,
I'm not either because I'm not a terrible wife who thinks things like that. God.
Now, now look.
What?
If I married Jordan, then I would have a big wedding. Yeah.
Maddie would be there.
Our friend Maddie would. I would invite him. I would invite you if you wanted to come.
Thank you.
Next on the dish, NBC executives have a little bounce in their step this morning. Listen to this. The ratings are in for the premiere of the Night Court reboot, and they're really good. Night Court's 2-episode debut scored NBC's biggest comedy debut in 5 years. The first episode pulled in 7.4 million viewers. Now, episode 2 dipped slightly, but 6.7, still a lot. It was the highest rated program of the night. And this is a feat no network show has done without a lead-in from the football.
Oh, right.
So that's why this is, I know no one follows ratings like we do. Trust us when we say this is a big deal in 2023 for a network show to get 6-7 million viewers.
And that was live, correct?
That was live ratings.
I mean,
It'll
that
go
alone.
up. It'll
Right.
go up when they factor in DVR and whatever. But yeah.
That is pretty crazy. This was not of my generation.
Era, no, you wouldn't know about the show.
But I can see the whole. Everybody wants to relive some of those days and see it again and see some of the original cast members and the new spin. So I get it.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it probably maybe tonight. If Jordan and I don't run off and get married. But I mean, I'm gonna run off. Yeah.
Just that, yeah.
I'm gonna watch it tonight and I'll
Okay.
give the review. We have a lot more to come. Stay right there. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment.
I'm not gonna hear anything.
Welcome back. Best money. Best money. Yeah. I'll never regret it. Welcome back. Leslie Jones resumed her hosting duties last night on The Daily Show. We're loving it. You guys know. Oh, it's so good. It's our late night rewind.
You guys on TikTok, right? Yeah. Well, I got bad news, because if you're on TikTok, you got to drop out of college. Because universities across the country are banning TikTok from school Wi-Fi because they're worried that China might be spying on them. Yeah. And you know what? Good. Get these kids off TikTok. I'm tired of seeing little Ashley's amazing hack for how to flip grilled cheese in a pan. You don't think I know how to flip a pan? Or make grilled cheese? I've been flipping pans and making grilled cheese since before you were born.
You said you watched the whole
I
thing?
watched that whole bit because it was so funny. It was like 10 minutes.
It's so good.
She's so good.
Look, even if she doesn't get the day,
Right.
give her a show.
Something.
It's. We said it yesterday. The fact that she's made this her own is pretty remarkable. Now, also, they have a great team of producers that help mold the show, but that's not an accident. That's hysterical.
Totally. The next, if you want to watch it, she does the next bit on George Santos, the new congressman.
Oh, God.
And she's like, if Congressman are calling you a liar, you a liar.
You are a liar. Yeah,
it's so funny.
It's so good. Next to the dish, speaking of The Daily Show, Trevor Noah was on with Colbert. It's been a month since he stepped away from the show, and he talked about not exactly missing that daily grind. Look.
For people who don't understand what this is like, making a daily television show in many ways is like planning a wedding. Imagine planning a wedding. So you're thinking, who are the guests? What are you going to wear? What's going to happen? Who's going to be making a toast? What will the speeches be about? What's everybody eating? Who's sitting where? How's it all going? And the wedding happens, and then you go, all right, we're doing another wedding tomorrow. And it's like...
You got about 5 minutes
You don't
after
even
the
get to
show
have a
to enjoy
honeymoon.
it.
There's no honeymoon.
That's
There's no
it.
moment. So
Yeah.
I do miss the discipline. I do miss the joy that came from cracking that nut every single day.
Yes.
But I don't miss the grind. I miss thinking about things more as well now. So something happens, and now I enjoy the fact that I just get to sit and be like, I don't have an opinion yet. I just don't have an opinion yet.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. We call it feeding the monster. You know what I mean? You have to constantly feed the animal.
Right.
Every day. You can have a great show today, but then tomorrow you're working with an entire, blank slate. But you also have a great team supporting you. Like here, Jeff and Ted, The Daily Show. Trevor had 100 people on that
Right.
team. So, let's be clear.
The wedding was like the crew. They were like the wedding
Exactly.
party. There's so many of them.
Yeah, but it is. It's not, it's like, but it is kind of like, a daily thing. Trevor is going on tour. He'll be in Minneapolis in November. If you're watching from other parts of the country, go to Trevor's social media. Well, you've known our first guest today since the early 80s, thanks to, I watched this like 8,000 times on VHS, Clash of the Titans. That's right. And speaking of NBC, LA Law, now Harry Hamlin is sweet and talking Jane Fonda in 80 for Brady. Look.
If I'm not mistaken, Mrs. Ledoux, you are a multi-hyphenate. Aren't you the original Mayflower girl?
I love your book.
Thank you.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Well, beauty has no expiration date.
That's very true. 80 for Brady opens February 3rd. Audience, give it up for the great Harry Hamlin. Hi, Harry.
Hey there.
Harry,
Hi.
I'm going to start with a superficial question. How do you look so damn good?
I married a young, beautiful woman. I think she keeps me on my toes, and she makes sure that I put moisturizer on. Put that.
Hi, Lisa. Love you, Lisa. Okay, tell us, Harry, we've seen the trailer. We watched that great Sunday morning piece on CBS. But for the 7 people or the 80 that don't know, kind of give us the premise for the movie, would you, my friend?
Okay, 80 for Brady. It's about 4 women who are absolute best friends. They're also huge Patriot fans and huge Tom Brady fans. And they make their way out to Texas to see the 2017 Super Bowl game. And when they get there, they encounter me. And Jane Fonda and I have a mutual admiration society going, put it that way. And we get locked in a room closet at one point. And let's just put it this way, that I died and went to heaven.
Yeah. And the audience has too with this cast. You've worked with great people over your years, Harry. But I mean, come on, Jane Fonda, Lily, Sally, and Rita. What was it like on the set? I mean, you look around, Harry, and you included. It's like just icon after icon after icon. What was work like those days?
Well, it was an absolute pleasure to work on the set, and I was not intimidated. I was inspired by them, because these women bring to their game the top of their game, and they're absolutely fabulous to work with.
Well, and Harry, speaking of your career, every career, no matter what you do, whether it's football or movies, ebbs and flows. And you're just in a great period right now. I mean, just like a Harry Hamlin renaissance, for heaven's sake. This has to feel, as an actor, Harry, I mean, you never left the business. It probably feels weird for people to say a comeback, but like the last 5, 6, 7 years, you're all over the place. As an actor, how does that feel?
Well, it's very gratifying to be working, that's
Yeah.
for sure. And I took a few years off when my girls were born. I said to Lisa that I was not going to leave LA until they left the house. And we had an empty nest in 2019. I immediately went out and did a play in New York. And my trajectory at that time was to, go back to the theater in New York and do a good TV project or a good film in 2020, 2021. And then, of course, the pandemic. So everything shifted and changed. But I'm back now after taking probably 20 years off, I guess. Because I said I would never leave LA. I didn't say I was going to leave the business, but the business left LA in about 1998 when Delilah was born. So I did spend most of my time putting the girls to bed for, I don't know, 10 to 12 years.
Can you do me a favor and give Lisa a message? I have 3 bottles of her wine in my refrigerator. Can you, I got the Rena. I'm a diehard, Harry. I'm a diehard. I have 3 bottles waiting for me.
Okay, good. Well, you got to drink it too. You can't just hold on to it.
Harry, I almost brought it today to drink at the end of this interview, but I forgot it at home, so I'll drink it tomorrow. Thank you, my friend. Great to have you on the show. Can't wait to see the movie. Harry Hamlin, everybody.
Thank you.
80 for Brady opens February 3rd. I'm not joking. I have a friend got brought over the wine for me to try, and I do have the 3 bottles, and I'm
sitting there.
I'm gonna bring it in. We're gonna do a taste test here on the show.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll try the Rena wine.
Wait, does that mean some of us actually get to taste test with you?
No, Stephanie will, not you. No, yeah. No, of course you will. Audience, I'm kidding.
I feel so
No, of
sad
course
for me.
you will.
Thanks.
When I think of wine, I think of you.
I'm a wino. And I whine.
Was that a compliment? I don't
I'm
know if that sounded
whiny.
like. Yeah. I love you.
That's what he wants to say.
Next in the dish. And, you know, speaking of awkward moments, an awkward moment on The View, yesterday, an audience member at the very beginning of the show kind of, sort of heckled Whoopi. And Whoopi was like, what? Look.
Did you just call me an old broad? Yeah.
Did she?
Yes.
She said, "What? You look good."
She said, no. She said, yo, broad. And I was like, hey.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, and I am an old broad and happy about it.
Sonny responded that being an old broad is better than the alternative. I love, though, look, I will bust on I hate the term the media, you know that, but I will bust on the media when necessary. I love the headlines that made such a big deal about, did you see them?
So dramatic.
So dramatic, like Whoopi attacks an audience member, or an audience member attacks Whoopi. Nothing
funny.
like that happened. The woman was sweet and funny and was like, what's up, old broad? It was a fun banter, trying to make something out of nothing. It was,
Seriously.
it's great. The only time I was thinking, like, we've never been heckled. As far now, people talk back.
Phil?
Now,
Hello?
Phil, but he
alone.
doesn't count. But people talk back to us because they feel comfortable doing it. I like the interaction. But when I think of something like that, I will never forget. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
We had Ann Curry.
Oh, yeah.
We had Aaron Schwab just reminded me of this yesterday. We had Ann Curry on the show to do an interview, and this was her first interview right after the Matt Lauer Mervy Pervy scandal. And obviously, Ann and Matt, they didn't like each other. So I'm interviewing Ann, and we don't do a lot of serious interviews on the show, but this was an interview that had a serious tone. So I'm looking at this camera, and I'm talking to Ann, and Ann is right in the middle of answering a question about Matt. So not a light topic, she's in the middle, and all of a sudden I hear this. Ruff! 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 An audience member's phone was going off right in the middle of this serious interview. For a long time, she's digging in her purse, the dog keeps barking, and then director Leo cuts back to Ann, and Leo, go to the close-up. This is Ann. Like, Ann just kind of looks around like, is there a dog around here? Yeah. So that's not really a heckle, but when I think of audience...
Mortifying.
Yeah. Next in the dish, the guy behind the Queen movie, A Bohemian Rhapsody, has a subject for his next biopic, Michael Jackson. The film is tentatively titled Michael. It'll be produced alongside the co-executors of the estate. Okay, I'm not interested then. According to Lionsgate, the film will address all aspects of Michael's life. Yeah, I doubt that with the estate involved. But anyway, it'll be unclear how they will address the controversies. And we don't know yet who's going to play Michael. But I never like, and I get it, but I never like when the estate is involved, because you always want to put the best foot forward and you don't always get a full picture, you know?
And I think, and I say alleged because we have to say alleged, his alleged victims have been very, very clear about what happened. We can talk about how great his music is and what he's done for the age and world of music, but are we done celebrating him and talking about his life? Because clearly he was not a great person.
And you know what's funny is, I'm glad that you said that, because I often think about this as someone who's 48. I find it sad. Now, this is not, look, I've been open. I am a guy, I am a person who was also abused. So I don't take that lightly. I just want to say that. Okay, now putting that not aside, but separately, I always find it sad that people of your generation and people younger, they only know Michael as a headline and as a joke. I know him first as the Motown 30th anniversary, his 20th anniversary celebration, the moonwalk, the music video. You know what I mean? I have, luckily to me, I have that in the back of my head too. Because those were, you know, in the 80s, he was everything.
It was cool.
It was cool, yeah. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Coming up, when you think of a good salad, you think of summer, right? Well, change that thinking just a little. Stephanie Hansen is here live with some fresh recipes for winter salads. Plus, she's answering your food and dining questions on our Facebook page. That and more when we come back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Our hot dish continues now with our Insider to the Stars. Please welcome from the hugely successful Hollywood Raw podcast, the one, the only, Dax Holt, everyone. Hi, buddy.
Good morning, Jason. How are you?
I'm well. You're looking good. Is that another new set or a new room? Did you add on to your house or what?
Same area. We just rearranged our room, so it gave us a little more space in the office.
It looks nice. You guys had you all had a big time guest on this week. Tell the people who it is.
Yeah, so we had Jim Edmonds on. If for anyone who's a Real House franchise lover, he and his ex-wife Megan King were on Real Housewives of OC for a while, and then went through a very, very nasty public divorce. And we had Jim and his new wife Courtney on the podcast. Basically, he wanted the opportunity to kind of like speak his side of the story. He has kept quiet for the last 3 years, tried to ignore all the stories that are out there, and decided, okay, I'm going to come on the Hollywood Raw podcast. I'm going to speak my truth. And we gave him that opportunity, and we talked to him about kind of everything. There were stories out there that him and his new wife got married on Megan's birthday, and he said, no, that is not true. We did not get married on her birthday. We got married the day before. It was in Italy. Megan's birthday was definitely the last thing in the back of our mind, but got into kind of all of it. Megan had a claim that her and the new wife, Courtney, were actually friends, and the new wife said that is not true. The struggling of co-parenting between these when you have such public people fighting, and then on Sunday they got to switch the kids over. I got to think that's a little tough, and it seems like everything is going through nannies right now. But you know, this was a pretty wild episode. There was a lot of back and forth in regards to whose side you want to be on here, but a lot of negative energy, I must say.
Dax, the audience and I were laughing. We love that he said, no, we didn't get married on her birthday. It was the day before her birthday. Just
close enough, right?
To be very clear, it was right before it. Did you enjoy him? Because I mean, he is controversial, and did you like him?
So I didn't know much about Jim, honestly, or Megan King before this.
I didn't either.
I was not a Real Housewife of Orange County watcher, but I have seen the constant stories that go up online. So I only really knew him from the narrative that has been spread in the media. And so, you know, he is painted out as a pretty bad guy a lot of the time. And so I had to kind of like dial that back and go, I don't know where the truth lies in this. And so I just wanted to say, okay, there's been a lot of bad stories about you out there. What is your side? Are you a cheater? Did you cheat with the nanny? Did you do all these things that you're being accused of? And we got into all of it. We talked about the cheating allegations. We talked about the restraining order. We talked about everything. And it was just his moment to try to clear the air because, like I said, he hasn't talked in 3 years. This is his first interview.
Was he believable to you?
He came across believable. He came across angry, and I think frustrated. He's like, my big question was, is there a road to peace between you and Megan? You guys have children together. At the end of the day, you have children. You have to make this work for the sake of the kids. And his solution was, there's a road, but it needs to end with her stop talking about us all the time in the media. That was his caveat. He goes, stop talking about me, and we can start to get along.
Before we go, I want to check on you. We've all been seeing the headlines about wacky weather in California. Are you guys okay?
We are okay. There's a lot of rain, but we are not dealing with, big sinkholes and landslides and all that kind of stuff. We are good here. It's actually, honestly, nice to get some rain. We don't ever get rain, so it was nice to get at least some.
Well, that's good news because if you go to the airport right now, we're going to fly you here to Minnesota where we've had 47 feet of snow.
Don't lie, Jason. You know I'll go to that airport.
What?
I said don't lie because you know I'll go to the airport.
I know you will. I shouldn't say that. Thanks, buddy. Can't wait to listen. Have a good week, my friend.
Later.
Go find Hollywood Raw Podcast wherever your podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, guys, before we take a break, a little bit of breaking news. Prosecutors just announced that Alec Baldwin will be prosecuted in the Rush shooting for involuntary manslaughter. They just announced it for the shooting on the Rust movie set. I was watching Morning Joe this morning, and all the legal analysts on there didn't think that they thought there would be charges, but they did not think that Alec would be charged. But again, he's to be charged, just from TMZ, with involuntary manslaughter. So, you can read more about that on TMZ.com. When we come back, you know her, you love her, you want to whip up a salad with her. The one, the only, Stephanie Hansen. When we come back. Back in a moment. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, salads make a healthy, I'll be able to read, I swear, by Ted, a simple and healthy meal. But during the winter, not as many salad ingredients are in season, so you might think, I'm not going to make them. We're actually going to help you out today. Here to show us three delicious winter salads is our foodie queen, Stephanie Hansen.
Okay.
Yeah, I like a good Lund's salad bar, a good Kowalski salad bar, but I do. Lund's has, if I could just pass out and die in a grocery store, I would die on the salad bar Lund's. But anyway.
I pretty much would be right there with you.
Anyway, so what are we doing?
So I want to just talk about winter salads, okay?
Please.
We make salads a lot in the summer when the tomatoes are all juicy and fresh. But there is a strategy for making just good winter salads. So we're gonna make one dressing that you can use on 3 different types of salads.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Okay, so salads in general in the winter require some things, right? So you have a lot of winter vegetables. This happens to be kale. And I have cut it up really fine.
Is kale a winter vegetable?
It grows in the summer too, but I think people think of it as a winter vegetable.
Fun, okay.
Also, people think of like bittery greens in the winter, like radicchio and endives, and those are great in salads too.
Yeah.
How about Brussels sprouts in salads?
I love Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
Since I was a kid, I love Brussels sprouts.
I know, I like Brussels sprouts too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're putting all of these wintry things together, and then we're gonna make this dressing. So in thinking of salads, you want to have the decent vegetables, but think about different ways to prepare them. So these are squash and beets that I just roasted in the oven.
Can I roast the Brussels sprouts too?
You could.
Okay.
You could.
Just checking.
So you're going to put all that together, right? So now we've got some vegetables.
Okay.
Another big thing that you want in all of your salads is you want fresh. So these are just fresh mint, because that really is going to make these wintry vegetables kind of perk up.
Okay.
Then
come
you
alive.
Also,
they're going to pop.
They're going to come alive.
They're like.
You also want like a sweet.
Yeah.
So in our dressing, you're going to scare me.
I know.
In our dressing is a little bit of honey, but we're going to put some pomegranates in there just for a little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty. So we've got some sunflower seeds. And you guys, this is an easy winter salad trick. These are garbanzo beans that I made in the air fryer, or you could put them in an oven with paprika on them. So they're kind of like crunchy. Instead of a crouton, you're having like a good whole bean.
And you know what this does too? I like different textures in my salad, and I have to have crunch.
Salads are all about texture.
Yeah. So what's that?
It's also, salads are about salt. And so this is goat cheese that gives it a salty tang.
I know.
You could use feta if you want to.
I know. I love to see goat cheese. You're picking all my favorites in this one.
Yeah, this is a great,
goat cheese.
super great salad.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna just leave this here for a minute while we finish our dressing.
Yes, ma'am.
But notice that I also have a salad here that the base is pretty much quinoa. So think about adding proteins like barley, quinoa, farro. You've got your herbs again. I've got some smoked salmon that I put on the top. I've got the salt of the feta, some cucumbers. This is a super easy, great salad. And the thing I also love about winter salads is you have them for like a couple days.
Yeah.
So they will last. So you can have them for 1, 2, or 3 days if you're making lunches.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm gonna finish this dressing. I've just got olive oil. The ratios are all on my website. I've got olive oil, I've got garlic, and I'm kind of making enough for 3 salads here, so it looks like I'm probably using a lot of garlic. It is. But you have to flavor the salad, right? So I've got the Dijon mustard already in here. I've got some red pepper flakes. I've got some salt. You need to always have salt in dressing. You want to have salt, sweet, fat, and acid. Okay? Salt.
You also have to have that in every episode
sweet,
of our show.
Fat,
a little bit of
and
that.
acid.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a little bit of this rice wine vinegar. I've already got the lemon juice in there.
And again, if you can't keep up, you're like, Stephanie, slow down. All of this will be on her website, and we'll put it on our Facebook page.
I'm just gonna shake this all up in a mason jar, but this dressing is good for 3 different salads.
Okay, she's gonna shake that up. I'm gonna help her shake that up. That sounded a little perverted.
No, it was good.
Okay.
I love perversion.
I know you love perversion. All these recipes will be available at stephaniesdish.com. More with Steph when we come back. Back in a minute. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Okay. Welcome back. More with Stephanie.
All
We're
right.
going to be answering your questions in just a second. Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna toss this up.
Yeah.
Chase, put about half that dressing on here and start tossing. Start tossing, friends.
You're very bossy, but
I
okay.
want to show you one other salad that's using this same dressing that's a little different. Did you know you can roast these like pears? And in Minnesota, when we get pears, they're super hard.
Yeah.
But that makes them perfect for roasting. And look how roasty and toasty they get. And then I made what I'm calling honey brickled almonds. It's just almonds that I roasted in a pan, and then I poured honey in there, tossed it up, and dried them out on a silpat. And so that's the crunch for this particular salad with the roasted pears. All of this you guys can do. It's super easy.
It is. How am I doing here?
You're great.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just tossing all these yummy, wintry things together. That dressing smells fantastic.
And I was going to say, and you don't want, correct me if I'm wrong, you don't want a lot of dressing. You want just a coat. You don't want to make it mushy, right?
Yeah, winter vegetables will soak up a little bit more dressing, and so will grains.
Yeah.
So you can be a little more generous.
Okay.
In the summer, the greens are always super tender. But so that's literally it for this delicious winter salad.
That
so
is
we've
fantastic.
got awesome winter salad. We've got quinoa salad with salmon. We've got roasted pear salad. And then we have, I think, some questions from the audience.
That's right. And again, those recipes will be on stephaniesdish.com. Okay, Ask Stephanie said it's time for Ask Stephanie. On our Facebook page, we said, hey, ask Stephanie whatever you want. First up is Tammy Jo. Hi, Tammy. She asks, what are your best meal ideas? Oh, Tammy Jo's in the audience. Well, how the hell am I reading this? Why is she just? What are your best meal ideas for cooking for one?
Oh, I cook for one a lot, especially in the summer. Okay, easy cooking for one is an omelet. Very easy to serve it with a light green salad, and that's a dinner. Also, fettuccine Alfredo is easy for one because you're just making enough noodles for whatever you need. And then grain bowls and grainy salads with like protein, or you could add nuts or fruits or vegetables. Those are pretty easy too, and you can make a lot of grain and eat them all throughout the week in different varieties.
You said you cook a lot for one in the summer. Do you tell Kurt he's on his own for the summer months?
No, you guys, he's usually at our cabin with his mom.
Oh, okay.
They spend the summer at the cabin.
That's right.
Which is what I wrote the cookbook about. But
so
I go back and forth.
But anyway,
yeah.
Sue is next. She says, "Hey Stephanie, is Sue in the audience?" Anyway,
Hi, Sue.
She says, "I love my Instant Pot, but I don't have any luck with a roast. I thought it was supposed to come out tender. Am I doing something wrong?"
Yeah, roasts are tricky. First of all, you want to buy the right kind of meat. So you really want a chuck is what you want for the roast. And pork roast, like there's different kinds. There's shoulders that work better than others. The key to cooking meat in the Instant Pot is 2 things. One is to cut it into smaller chunks so that it's cooking in a smaller fashion.
Okay.
Also, you want to let it naturally rest. When you high pressure cook meat, it goes like this. And it totally like seizes up. And it cooks and it's like holding on to all the stuff. And then it has to go like this.
Leo, take 5 again. Leo, take 5. Hey, Stephanie, what happens to meat in a pressure cooker?
It goes like this. And then on the natural release setting, it kind of.
Can we get that shot of Stephanie in our opening sequence instead of Ted throwing a frisbee?
Yeah, just
Anyway.
me seasoning up with meat. So let the meat come to natural pressure. Also, having enough moisture is important for cooking meat in the Instant Pot, but only do pork shoulders and only do chuck roasts.
Got it.
Beef chuck roast.
Nick is next with one of the best questions ever. Stephanie, if aliens came to you and asked you to make a 3-course Minnesota meal, what would you serve to the aliens?
No.
You look like that meat again.
Okay. Walleye, like fried walleye, wild rice, and apple pie with Honey Crisp apples. Something with apples. Yay, I did it! Aliens, come take me now!
Don't you mean come back and get me? Don't you mean take me back to my home planet? I think you've already been in that crap.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Kim is next.
Oh boy.
She says, "Hey Steph, what's your favorite crock pot meal?"
Favorite crock pot meal. I love pork in the crock pot. I also love chili and black beans. Don't you make like chili and stuff in the crock pot? I do. Our chili recipe that I did on here last year is still a real hit.
It's a huge hit. No, remember, I need you to come over
I know.
anyway. Yeah,
You guys-
I don't know how to make soup. I gotta have.
During the break, Jason's like, I don't know how to make soup. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just made the best beef barley soup with my leftover bones from my pot roast that I made at the holidays.
Well, good for you, but I don't know how to make it. You gotta come over and teach me.
I will. That's our next. We're gonna do soups.
Do we do one more? Quick.
Okay.
Justine has one more question. What's the best way to cut a cheesecake neatly?
Oh, I totally know this one right now. Dental floss. It cuts cheese beautifully, like goat cheese. It like goes like butter through it. Yeah, that's how you cut cheesecake.
Dental floss?
Floss. Yep. You just dental floss.
Unused dental floss. Just make sure.
Depends on who you're with.
Exactly. Give it up for Stephanie, everybody, for all of Stephanie's recipes and TV segments. Head to stephaniesdish.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everyone. That's fantastic. I never thought about that. Dental floss. It's time for the world's shortest segment. Ladies and gentlemen, Oprah has left the building. Gayle King posted these photos last night saying Oprah actually joined her in New York to see the Broadway show The Piano Lesson starring Samuel L. Jackson. Gayle says it's Oprah's first trip to New York in 3 years. The pair also post backstage with the director of the play, Samuel, and his wife, LaTanya. Yep, she hasn't gone out anywhere in 3 years. Welcome to the world, Oprah. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Welcome back. It's time. I don't know what's happening.
No.
It's time for the surprise goodbye. You know how this works. We don't know what's in this segment until I read it right now. Today, a reminder not to steal a coworker's lunch. Right, Ted? A police canine officer in Michigan is in trouble after getting into a human officer's lunch. He was in the break room eating when he had to go help someone in the department's jail. When he got back, the lunch was gone, and the canine officer named Ice was licking his lips. Co-workers say it's not the first time this canine officer has been accused of stealing. That's right. You let that dog have whatever he wants. He's a treasure.
He protects and serves.
I will always say this. If you want a little tea,
Yeah.
want a little tea, a
Always.
little behind the scenes tea.
Okay.
I won't tell you whom ever unless you find me drunk at a bar. But there's an anchor here at Fox 9, and I say this with love, who was busted about 10 years ago for stealing food out of the refrigerator.
I know this story.
I know, and it's hysterical, and I can give this person a hard time because I love him.
Yep.
But yeah, just saying, little tea there. Tomorrow, He was busted on security camera. Anyway, tomorrow on the show, Joy Summers will join us to chat about non-alcoholic drinks, plus fashion designer Mo Stewart. Go out there and be yourself. Nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow.